This is a Headgum podcast.
Lil Rel!
We can discuss, give me your truth, it never fails.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's your boy Lil Rel, and you're listening to Keepin' It Real with
Young Wayne.
That's right. This episode is gonna be a little personal, but also, hopefully, informative and enlightening. So me and Wayne didn't even talk, so he don't even know this.
I was about to say, what we talking about today?
So, we've heard about a lot of the LA home evasions and the robbings and all that stuff, right? It's been going on here for a while. So on Monday, I woke up early too, which is crazy. I went to bed early, woke up, worked out, was on 10, on the phone with Danella. We like to pray in the morning, and I was just telling how powerful I felt, and just like I just felt powerful. I woke up and just felt powerful. And I was ready to get the day started, and it was gonna be great. And I remember thinking oh man, I didn't get no car wash. I need to wipe my car down because I don't like my car being dirty in my truck, any of my cars. So it's like I need to wipe it down. And so I'm on the phone with Danella. I go outside, and I'm looking through the back window of the truck or the driver's side. And I'm like, nah. I go on the other side, my glass is broken out of it.
Wow.
Now, it's in my gate. This ain't like I parked it on the street. This is in the property. And I'm like, I'm automatically looking. I'm like, dang, they ain't go through the glove compartment. They ain't do that. Open the trunk. They took the Louis bag I had that was in the trunk. But I can't always leave it in there because it's my work bag. I always leave it in the trunk. And that's it. I had hats in there, shoes, stuff I brought from, we do this, like extra clothes. They didn't take any of that stuff. Just the book bag. And, kind of in shock at first. And, I go in the crib, I tell Danella what happened. I'm just trying to figure it out. Hit my assistant up, yo, let production know I'm running late because somebody broke in my car, whatever. And I'm like, how would they know that book bag was in? It was just a lot of questions I had. How did they know that shit? Blah, 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 all that stuff. And so, I called my lawyer, shout out to Dante Mills. He hit me up, kind of tell me how to do the things, do everything or whatever. And, a few hours later, I go to work. But I'm a little shook, right? And the reason why I am, because I'm like, damn, they broke in my truck in the property. Mm-hmm. Once you come in my gate, it's like, damn, my nigga, you basically in my house.
Right. It's your space.
It's my space. And so, I was a little nervous. I was at work, and I was trying to get my head together and get right. And the next day, right away, I hired 24-hour security, armed guard. So right now, they're there. They've been there since last Monday.
Wow. 24
hours, I have an armed guard there because I'm like, I don't trust what this is. And I'm from Chicago, so, I'm already thinking, I'm playing it. Look, first of all, I had my cars broken into before, right? When I was in Atlanta, I had I was driving this Charger, which is a fucking dope dealer car, which you should never drive in Atlanta. And they broke in it when I was in Hooters and shit. But they didn't even take my bag and stuff. They rummaged through the glove compartment looking for guns and money because it's a dope dealer car. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
This shit, they didn't go through the glove box. It was untouched. Even the little middle, none of that shit was touched. Just the book bag. So the next day, I had to pick the truck up, take it to get the window fixed and all that stuff. And I get to set, and Shantae's like, yo, I got a car guy who wrapped my car and, fixed my rims and stuff like that. And they're fixing the window. And he's like, nah, somebody shot through that shit. Shot it. On the other side, the other window, and I didn't even notice it, it was a bullet hole in there. And I'm like, for real? He's like, yeah, it had to be a silencer. Because he's like, they shot it, and you could tell they probably waited before they went into the car. They took their time with that shit. And I'm like, oh, shit. And it was from a distance. It wasn't like close to the window. They shot it from a distance. Now, I was already like, damn, was I targeted? But I'm like, oh, shit, I really was targeted. And that's when I realized they weren't trying to break in my fucking car. They was trying to get in my house. They was either hoping for that garage door opener to be there, which on my nigga shit, I always take them shits out. I never leave it in the car. Because it's easy access to your crib. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, or they was waiting on me if I did hear it. That's why they took their time for me to come out the house. That's how home invasions work. People don't realize it's not them like kicking down your door. They silently get in that motherfucker. And so, like, you know, it was just, my brain, it was just mind-blowing. Where I'm like, yo, this, you know, not saying this shit ain't real, which I'm glad I reacted right away. I didn't like, because I could have just told, they broke in my car, I just get the window fixed. No, I'm like, I need 24-hour armed guard motherfucker at my house. And then I think about, damn, what if the kids was here and shit? And so, like, right away, I'm like, I'm getting the fuck out of here, which I'm leaving. I'm not staying there. But it's just the fact that I stay around all these white people because I walked the neighborhood and nobody's shit was broken into.
Right.
Nobody. Which means, oh shit, I was actually targeted.
Yeah.
And, you know, and it's just interesting. This is what this episode is going to be about with me telling this story. It's a couple of things. One of the things is sometimes I think it's unfair as not as just as a black artist, but as a successful black person, that we have to be so fucking careful how we move. You know what I'm saying? It's like white superstars who could go get coffee right now, and nobody will fuck. Way more money than us. And nobody will fuck with them. I feel like we always kind of like, we attack our own, and I don't know why that's so it's just a thing.
Yeah, I was gonna say why, but I mean,
but why you so comfortable fucking with me and like you got a whole neighborhood full of motherfuckers and just me? Which is like, all right, Rel, you got to make sure, you know, as much as I fight a lot of things, it's like, damn, it's certain things I can't do no more.
Yeah.
It is certain because you don't know who have eyes on you and shit. Now, look, I like going to my regular spots, but every time I've been to something that's not my regular shit, some weird shit happened. You know what I'm saying? Or where, like, the crowd is too young. And I went to a date thing that Sunday. I don't know why I did that. And I'm not tying us into that. I'm just keeping it real. And I don't know, I felt celebratory, so I bought myself a bottle of Dom Perignon.
You went by yourself?
Been by myself. Because I know the girls that work there. You know what I'm saying? I've been before. And I'm like, I had a little section by myself because I was watching the game. They had a big screen. I was just watching basketball, literally sipping on the champagne like Nino Brown. But and I remember thinking this, it's so funny, like maybe like an hour into that, and I'm like, why the fuck am I here? Because I started looking around like at the, you know, other niggas in there, I'm like, why am I in here? What the fuck you doing here, Rel? I mean, you just never know who got eyes on you. And I'm not saying it happened from there, but it just made me be like, because I was thinking that anyway. That's why, like, when I tell you I woke up that morning, I felt different. Even the dream I had was just like, yo, this is all about, like, upgrading my life. And then I walk out there and the motherfucker that broke in my shit was like, yo, I gotta get the fuck, not just from over, I just gotta, it's just shit I gotta stop doing.
You gotta move way different. I mean, I think.
So here we go.
Yeah, go ahead.
Recently, Ja Morant just got suspended, right?
Just got it. Brand new.
Young man grew up both parents, right? Played, all he was about I remember watching his story doing a March Madness. It was such a beautiful story. But now that he's in NBA, he doing the most hood shit now. Even though he went to college, he did all the right shit. But now that he's in the league, you at a strip club going live with a gun. Now you suspect, like, fam, what are you doing? Or talking tough to people or riding up on, like, what are you doing? My point of saying that is, and I think it's a couple things. Like, I know I'm guilty of this shit too, where like, as much as I look up to my uncle and my dad and the black men in my family, you still always look up to the street nigga. Like, the first rich guy to me that I saw was a dope dealer. Mm-hmm. Like, the person I saw knowing how to be a rich black person was a drug dealer. That's what I saw. I'm talking about, like, that's what I saw.
Right.
So we all tend to kind of, like, when we start getting a little bread, that's the way we fucking move. And it's like, it's been generations of this shit, man. Like, it ain't like this is just new. Like, everybody does it. We've been doing this shit a long time.
Right.
And I'm like, damn, do that mean we don't have enough people coming back to the community that are wealthy, showing how that looks? I don't know.
Right, is that still not the cool thing?
But at the same time, I hate that, like, with my success, I gotta walk on pins and needles just in case niggas want to rob me. Even if I'm not stunting on them. Because I'm not stunting nobody.
You stunting on, I mean, you don't mean to, right?
Nobody can mean to do anything.
Your success is stunning. You're stunning on people, right? You don't mean it. That's just who you are. But then they seem like you're accessible. Like you're going to places where these people aren't.
But think about this. This is what my point of saying is because I've had this conversation. Because we only have to get advice to each other. What's the nigga that play Iron Man?
April, who play Iron Man?
Robert Downey Jr.
Robert Downey Jr. could walk up and down this motherfucker, and nobody won't fuck with him. Like, why you think it's so many? If you look at most paparazzi pictures, most white stars are just doing regular shit. If you see our shit, it's at least got 4 or 5 niggas with us. Because we have to move like that. That's crazy to me, though. It's like, what the fuck is the difference? Like, why, like, and I was watching the 1619 Project, and it made me think about a lot of this, too, where it's just like, I hate the fact that as black people, a lot of us have subscribed to the hood famous shit. I hate we did. I don't blame hip-hop for it, because, shit, it's really what the government did in the 80s that had us buy into this shit. The crack era. The crack era kicked all this shit off. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because we lost our families due to drugs. Not
even just that. It created this new. It created It created a flashy way, a different type of flashy way we had to be. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you. I think it all worked against. It worked for and against. It worked both ways.
It didn't necessarily. It's not working for us as much as we think it is.
And not as much as we think, but for some of the people that got successful, they feel like that worked for them, right? But it also worked because it broke families up, man. We lost people from selling. We lost people from using. We lost a lot of things.
Well, it's deeper than that, Wayne.
Of course,
that's
it
one
is.
thing.
Everything.
But I'm saying, like, if we fast forward to like the images, right? We think about the way like when Dookie ropes, all this shit, all that shit started around that time, right? And once again, we started equating success into how the dope dealer looked, and did shit. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
I definitely know what you're saying.
It's literally something that has never left since then, which is why you'll see an athlete like Ja Morant just doing too much.
Yeah.
Now, it's one of the movies I may do. It's I don't know if I can talk about it, but the character I play is an older character that looks out for these boxers or whatever. And one thing I love about like Ali and those guys back in the day, they surrounded themselves with mature people. Mm-hmm. Like they were older than them. You know what I'm saying? Like they had motherfuckers like, I think one day we was talking about like the baby and stuff like that. One of our episodes, past episodes, and it's like they're all like young people around each other. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And like with me, and I had to really think about this. I'm like, Rel, you didn't even grow up like that though. Even though I looked up to them niggas on the block, my dad should have been who I just looked up to. hardworking man. He was there every fucking day. He did he did everything a dad should do. But my mindset, just because of the area I'm in, I looked up to the nigga that had the gold BBSs and the fucking big ass chain. Even though I had this grown ass, dope ass man doing everything he needed to do for his family.
But
because we're told not to be impressed by that shit.
So you were impressed by it, right? But you wouldn't go out there and do what he would do to get that.
You ain't got it. See, but that's what I'm saying. See, I hope you. I think that as long as I'm talking to you too, because you're a young guy, it's being impressionable, fam. Mm-hmm. It ain't that I wanted. I'm not gonna do that.
Right.
And it goes back to when we see these athletes who get millions of dollars and then decide they want to be street niggas. You went to every basketball practice. You went straight home after school. You did all that shit. Now that you have like, and we've seen it. You know, being from Chicago, I've seen like Bears players like just acting like, why you trying to act like you that? That ain't what it is. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that's what I do. I just know that's a part of how I move. And I didn't, the more I thought about it, like, damn, why the fuck am I doing that? Like, I'm in a place now I analyze everything. Because I just want to understand. I want to understand my own psyche so I can change that shit. And just look at what's going on with Ja Morant, it's like, damn, that shit just what it is. They're like, brother, you are a multi-millionaire. It's people that will die to be in the NBA. You're one of the best players in the league.
All-star starter, man.
All-star starter.
New Nike deal.
And you at a strip club with your shirt off with a gun on Instagram Live.
With all the stories that's already circulating about you.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
I couldn't believe it. I thought it was. I didn't even know if it was real. But that right there says he is suspended at least 2 games. Wow.
That breaks my heart. Because, and it's so interesting, right? The difference between this and Kyrie Irving just wanted some information. About his background, where he come from. And he gets all the flack. He got the other NBA players saying shit. This nigga is a cry for help.
Yeah. So now we're in it, right? We can see what's next. Or maybe he comes out and says he has some growing up to do. He grows up and becomes the great Ja Morant.
Yeah. But I want all of us to be alert about this, man, because we've lost rappers, young people.
Yeah.
People got to stop playing with L.A. like that.
Man, L.A.
I'm from Chicago. You know what I'm saying? I think no. L.A. on there's some whole other shit.
Yeah. You come out here and think it's sweet, man, because we
can't come
Chicago,
out here thinking it's sweet.
That's what it happened. You come out here thinking it's sweet. It's L.A. is sunny, it's girls.
I tell you this, I ain't never thought that.
You never thought that?
That is why I have armed security at the house that day. Because I was like, fuck that.
Yeah.
No, I'm serious.
Yeah.
The way you react to things, like I could have reacted like, oh, they just broke in my car.
Man.
First of all, I'm not a dumb, shit. Nigga, I'm from the west side of Chicago. Like I'm analyzing that shit on every way I can think of. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, this ain't just breaking and steal my book bag shit. So you can't come out here thinking it's sweet. It's people that have little things like that happen to them and they'll just keep it moving. No.
No, sir.
You show me that, okay, this what the fuck it is?
Man, I cannot believe that, man. And then we ain't talk about it, and we talking about it right here on the cameras. That's tough for me. Because, I'm used to being there with you and making sure you good, and, like, to hear this right now, it's crazy.
Dude, while I'm asleep?
Yeah, no.
In the house?
No, man.
And it was one of those things, people know, it's like, weirdly enough, I've always worried about that type of shit. Yeah. But I've been gone, like, I be gone so long, this is the most consecutive I've been home in a while.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
We talked about this when you moved into that spot, too. It was kind of like, I remember, like, the real estate.
Akeem, yeah.
Akeem, yeah. He was like, I don't really know about this one. Like, because he felt like the gate was too low.
Mm-hmm.
But then I was there, think about it, I've left them cars out there for months at a time.
Oh, yeah.
Which is why I knew this was not like, when a crackhead breaking your shit. It's like, it'd be shit all over the place. The hat would have been on the ground because nigga was running and shit. Blood from the glass. Mm-hmm. Very professionally done.
Can I ask you,
Go ahead.
why do you think they were black, though?
I don't think they were black. It's funny you say that.
So you kind of implied it when you said
I did
black
imply
power.
that, but let me. I go both ways with this. Most of the footage I've seen and stuff, especially after talking to, it has been the gangs that's been doing that shit. Oh, so that's just me with inside information. So that's what I'll say, because based off what was told to me. Believe me, I thought it could have been some white people. But then, it is literally, right now what they're not doing is, it's not a bunch of stories about it like it was, but it's still happening aggressively, right? They got FBI agents out here now, that you can talk to and explain to you all this shit. And one of the things it said is that they just telling you who it is, kind of specifically doing that shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
But yeah, you're right. I don't know if it's just I don't want to do that to our people, but I just do know from even personal experience that's who's broken in shit, especially when I was in Atlanta and when I was out there shooting movies when they broke in that car. I was literally at Hooters eating some Hooters. Come out the back window out the little crackhead dude's like, man, them young boys did it. Like, shut your ass up. Because he was trying to it was somebody's car next to me full of stuff. They had book bags in there. That's why I park right there. I'm like, look, if they gonna break in somebody's shit, it's gonna be their shit, because they got all this shit in here.
Yeah, no. That's because you was in that Charger.
I was in that fucking dumbass, dope dealing ass Charger. And I was riding that bitch for a minute. Which everybody's like, man, you gotta be careful with that car. And I like the way it sounded and the sound.
This guy.
I'm ghetto ass. And I was going, I go to the hood spots. I'm like, they ain't breaking this shit there. They gonna break into their Hooters?
Yeah,
But
Hooters.
that Hooters location is kind of sketchy over there in Atlanta.
A little bit, but it's downtown.
That's what we think. But when you walk around that shit, that's just like they hired them people to walk around there. Like, what the fuck is this shit? It's like The Wire meets Thriller around that bitch.
Hilarious.
Atlanta's a
But yeah, I really think I think that I think we just should be careful out here. But at the same time, it's unfortunate. I feel like even if I lived in Chicago, I had to have my shit up. Why? I just feel like being black and successful, especially with type of and I'm who I am. I like certain things. I like to do things. But then I look at Jay-Z's a great example of even him and his whole crew of you could see that how they shifted from what they were doing then to now. Even where they go out to eat at. Even if you meet them niggas for brunch, it's some classy shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Well, they probably was going to fucking BBQs back in the day. They oh, fuck that. We gonna get some caviar. Nigga, you come to the caviar spot, bro. Who you with?
Right. That's
For real.
I mean,
but you gotta grow into that.
Yeah.
Because a lot of us are first generation all this shit.
That's what I was going to ask, too. Do you think it kind of bothers you a little bit more because, it's not like the things that you have were handed to you. You work for them, and it's like you work for this and then somebody's trying to take it. Does it?
It's heartbreaking.
A little more?
It's heartbreaking. You just want to grab whoever did it and be like, hey, man, what? I just got this shit. I worked my ass off for this. I don't... why y'all don't get the loan money, motherfuckers? That's why I get upset. I'm not saying get anybody.
Right.
But why?
Or the Zimmermans of the world.
Nigga, y'all got all these resources to do all this crazy shit, and you rather do it to your own... Once again, I don't know who did it.
Man. Yeah, I don't know if there's any answer to it, man. We know it's not. It's a rhetorical question, but it's heartbreaking, like you say, because you want you're not saying you're accessible, but you want to do the things you like to do, and people can get to you and talk to you and do whatever, and if you can you'll help somebody before you just, man, this is crazy.
I mean, unfortunately, once again, these crimes are we usually do them to each other. Honestly. And it's just weird, man. And it was just heartbreaking. But then, I had to bump everything up. And I get it. It's like, okay, now I got to extra upgrade my life.
Absolutely.
And live like this and do it this way. And then you're like, it ain't even worth it. It ain't worth like that type of shit. It ain't that, you know what I mean? But it's heartbreaking, especially if you work so hard. Like, I'm from the mud, bro.
The mud.
The mud.
I don't even know if it's mud.
Everything I've gotten that started with stand up to, like, that's been crazy hard work. Crazy days.
Crazy nights.
Crazy nights. Sacrifices.
Man, bro.
And you on your way to set. And a motherfucker that came on your property and broke in your shit. And they didn't do shit to nobody else shit.
Yeah, straight target, man. Targeted. Found out everything. Yeah, you got to move around for sure. Well, I know you're doing that.
But it's not out of fear neither, though, right? Which is another scary thing, right? Me and my brother were talking about this. Like, come on, girls, like, you calm about this, but it's like, it's weird. I panic about a lot of shit.
Mm-hmm.
Shit like this doesn't make me panic because I kind of always think shit like that can happen.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so, like, I'm always like, all right, what's the next fucking move?
Mm-hmm. Pivot.
Right away.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I talked to you that day.
Yeah.
Yeah. You were just like, all right, they calling me to set. I'm like, I didn't even think you went to set. I was like, you went to set?
I had to.
I was like, oh, okay.
So you worked too hard to get to this, to get to set.
Yeah, these motherfuckers ain't finna like fuck my shit up.
Mm-hmm. Nah, that's how I am. You can't mess with me. You can't shake. We just got to pivot through, but
it makes you think about a lot of shit, man.
Mm-hmm. That's what I was about to say.
You know.
Wow.
Like, what's the best way to protect me and my family?
I was going to ask you, what do you change? Might not get the answers right here, but that
I mean, yeah, I don't know if they'll say I'm going to say it, but I do know, like, you just go to that mindset.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's combined with who you are now and where you from. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But it's unfortunate we just in this take society. Because even with the home invasions, what's weird about it is what you gonna get out of that bitch? For real. If you start moving the couch and you ain't you with a gun on your back, they gonna call the police. I mean, I think most of the time they trying to get jewelry and I'm not gonna have like hundreds of thousands of dollars sitting in the crib.
Yeah, jewelry, and I mean, even like the Louis bag, they probably was happy with that. They went and got it. You know what I'm saying?
Niggas trying to kidnap you. You just gotta think on some next level shit.
Yeah, they did. They kidnap. They tie you up, and that's just.
And that shit's scary, man.
Man,
It made me shit. I'm gonna take me some goddamn stunt courses. Those like fucking. I mean, I could take all this shit because I do all these movies, but like learn all that shit because that shit like they be doing the mission. Like Tom Cruise really learned that shit. I want to learn all this shit. You come in my shit, it's gonna be like Die Hard, motherfucker.
You gonna be doing a tucker roll down the hall?
Nigga, they ain't gonna expect it. John Wick their ass. Straight up.
I can see it.
I can't.
I can see Real doing that.
I cannot.
I can see him Real coming down the stairs, rolling down that motherfucker. Yeah,
All right.
I can see it.
Promise you that.
Nah,
I ain't lying about that
For
shit.
some reason, I can see it. Real, I can see
Fuck
Real.
that.
Slide
I ain't
across
saying
the
I want
floor.
motherfuckers, but I want the training, nigga.
You gonna do it in the Burberry hat?
Absolutely.
Wait till I move into the new place.
You got to get them glasses first, though.
Wait till I move in a new place. It's space for it too. I'm gonna be in that bitch training, nigga.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I am not lying.
No.
I am not lying.
You already seen your spot.
Because yeah.
Okay.
When I tell you, I'm not lying. I thought about this shit. As soon as I'm done with this next movie, I'm gonna fucking start. And because it's not even just about breaking them out. Like, I just want to be prepared for whatever the fuck happens.
That's a good mindset to have. Being prepared.
Man.
Yeah, staying ready, so you don't have to get ready.
Staying ready,
You
man.
gotta get ready.
No, that's a real thing.
If you out, motherfucker, I'm like, all right, I gotta chop this nigga neck real quick.
Oh, you want to learn
I
all,
want to learn all that shit.
Oh, okay.
I'm not fucking playing, bro.
Okay. I shoot. Okay. All right.
I'm learning all that shit. All that shit. All right, whoever want to book me one of these next action movies, nigga, I'm going to be ready. Promise you that.
Hey, man, life has ways of showing you. You know, it's time to make a pivot, time to make a change, and
I
this could be
guarantee
it.
you, nigga, if you broke it in Bruce Lee, nigga, if you break in Jackie Chan house, he gonna beat the shit out of you.
Are you still taking your boxing class?
Still got all that shit going on. So I want to take some UFC shit. I've already thought. I'm like, I want to learn all this shit.
I mean, you aggressive enough to do all of it any damn way. Like, you choked Michi out back in the day. I mean,
Why are
you
you
have to
bringing
learn
that
a
up,
proper
Ryan?
way of doing it. Hey, I'm just saying, you have it. It's already there. You just got to learn the
Ryan,
techniques.
shut the fuck up.
This guy here, man.
You go too far
I mean,
every time.
hey, man. You got it, though, bro.
But be safe out there, y'all. Be aware of your surroundings. And it's okay to graduate from shit. I think sometimes it's hard to graduate from what you know.
Stubbornness, man.
I don't know if it's just stubbornness. It's comfortability. You know, so because you guys are saying something too. I don't care how successful you is. It's still people in this country that still make you feel uncomfortable doing certain things and going certain places. I mean, not too long ago, I went to please let me remember this goddamn restaurant. I don't think it was Mastro's. It was one of those steakhouses. Maybe it was. But the motherfucker, boy. So me and Danella get dressed up.
You got the hat on.
I got this hat on.
That's Mastro's.
Oh, that was Mastro's. I told you about that, right? Dressed up. I got my boots on. I don't have no gym shoes. Like, we look great. I walk in there, the girl's checking me in, black girl, I mean, say that, checking me in, you know who I am, making sure, well, that's real, we got you, take it to your table. And he was like, white guy came out of nowhere, excuse me, no baseball caps. I said, well, it's not a baseball cap, it's a Burberry hat. There's no team on it. This is just a dress hat with what I have on. I have a matching, I had my trench coat, yeah. I'm like, no, it's not that. And I ain't finna argue with this motherfucker, right? So we about to walk out. Tiffany walks in. Tiffany Haddish. Where y'all going? He was like, nah, fuck this restaurant. I'm not going back and forth with this bitch ass nigga. He wasn't a nigga, but dude. You know, I'm like, I'm not finna do that. I only want to spend my money in here. Let's just go to Catch. I text my man to Catch and we go to. Tiffany texts me a picture of somebody in the restaurant with an actual baseball hat on. Matter of fact, 3 or 4 of them motherfuckers. White people.
Yeah, man. And that's why he's always not wanting to be in those type of spots.
Well, sometimes, even if you want to upgrade sometimes.
Yeah.
Always some shit. And then I'm watching these other white people walk out the restaurant with dirty gym shoes on and all that. So what the fuck is the room for then? Oh, I know what it's for. We don't want no niggas in here.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, this place. And then I'm not the only one with that type of story.
You was in
Food ain't all that different.
Beverly Hills?
Fuck that crab cake. That's why we went. Danella wanted the crab cake. I said, baby, you have to Postmates it or something, because I'm never come back here. And I mean that. I will never give them my money.
Wow.
Ever. It ain't worth it. Because you going to make me feel like that. And I went, everybody look at this hat. Look at this hat. And I had on like a fucking, dude, I was dressed the fuck up. And also, too, I like to wear hats publicly because it keeps me low key. Goofy motherfucker. But then you have some other motherfuckers in there. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm out.
Hey, man. Unfortunate, man. So we still going through that type of stuff.
Well, that's why we always go back where the love is at.
You always said that. Because I always try to say, let's go there. He'd be like, nah, Wayne, come on, man. And I'm like, oh, well.
But, you know, look, but it's great places that do take care of me. Ain't lie. Shout out to Catch and Catch Steak, just a Catch franchise. they always take care of me. Me, my family, friends, whoever, they always take care of us. But these old places and you know what's interesting about places like Mastro's? When they first opened back up, they was letting all of us in that shit. Shorts on, whatever the fuck. Now they back to that bullshit.
Man,
that shit crazy. But, you gotta trust the upgrade.
yep.
You gotta trust the upgrade and be safe. But it's like, damn. I just hate, because I feel like it is like a list of niggas. They all be like, we have these niggas. So, I don't know. I'm happy to be, okay and whatever, but just be careful out there, y'all. I'm like, do that mean I made it? Because these niggas, that sound fucked up.
Right.
Like, nigga, I made it, y'all. Ain't gonna home invasion no unsuccessful nigga. They be like, what JJ from Good Times at?
Oh,
Maybe there's some drugs in there. They might not have the cash, but if somebody had the drugs, they might run up there.
Well, that's unfortunately that's success to a lot of people. It means something they can gain. So, man, this is man. I don't even have the
it's
words
scary.
for it.
We've seen. Look, in the past in Chicago, who did it happen to? Eddie Curry and
Antoine Walker, yeah, and Quentin Richardson, yeah.
And the Burbs, they ran up on
They all moved their own spots, but they're targets, man, because they try to go back, and you got people around you, but you didn't have people around you. It's just
that's what makes Eddie interesting too, because I was more shocked about it when it happened to him. Even Quentin, like Twan was kind of like
Twine. He was the life for everything.
Yeah, but the Eddie story was one of the sadder ones to me.
Yeah.
Thank God the brother's alive, but like, damn, like they did what? It was a party promoter in Chicago who got set up like that.
To get robbed?
Robbed and killed, yeah.
Wow.
And you're not really getting much. I don't get, what do you really get from a robbery for real? And a murder.
Man, you don't know what people, but why? Like you say, move intentionally, move people. Some people just want to take people out, which that is just sickening. And robberies, I don't know what you're getting. You're getting.
Well, also let's stop. Let's really. I would like to see, and I'll be one of the ones that try my best to switch this up too. Is like, let's start showing our community how to. Another way to live wealthy or live rich without it being the way we only know. You got to think about this shit. It's so many images out here of only that's how you do it.
Yeah. Right.
Consistently.
Yeah. You see that?
16 rings on, 15 chains. It's consistent.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because a lot of that is rooted in, like, I don't have this, I need this, and so I'm going to take this.
Yep.
It's not even necessarily well thought out. It's just a matter of, like, survival for a lot of people.
Yeah, they feel like they could never work to get that, even though we worked to get here, right? They like, how long did it take you? You know what I'm saying?
I don't think they care like that. I think it's just this very weird, stunty period of time we in. Because you even think about the drug dealers now that putting fentanyl and everything. And it's like, wait, so you don't want your customers to come back?
Yeah, there's fentanyl stuff as well.
You know what I mean? It's all this fast-paced, extremely, I don't have shit to lose, and I don't even think I'm going to live that long. Shit that people are living now. So they living for now like a motherfucker.
Or maybe not even wanting to live that long.
Yeah.
When you realize how fucked up the world is.
Yeah, when I can't, like, I cannot relate to that. So I hear some people say that, like, I don't want to live that long, or I didn't think I'd make it past.
I can't relate to it neither, but
right.
One thing I always try to do is put myself in other people's shoes so I can understand.
Yep.
Because it's like, the fentanyl shit is getting ridiculous.
Yeah, I think like when you look at some of these like younger kids and stuff that are coming up, you know, they're living in a totally different world than I think we did when we were, you know, teenagers in our 20s. You know, it's more access to weapons, there's more shootings, you see more stuff. Even if the amount of like, say like police brutality is the same, because of social media is more in your face. You know, you see stuff about climate change. Is the world even going to be in existence in 20, 40, 50 years, you know? I think that they're presented with a lot of that information that we didn't necessarily have the pressures of at that age. And so they just out here making whatever choices, like living for the now, like you said.
Well, I mean, Judah, once again, my son, his anxiety be up because of that, right? It's like, and he's an information guy. So it's like, you know, it's a lot. And then, like, I know for me, and I'm an information person, but, like, I'm taking in shit and I'm like, living a lot of this stuff, too. So if you read certain things and certain news stories and all this shit, I'm like, fuck, I'm a part of this crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I'm in this industry. Oh, that can happen to me. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's part of it. And it's kind of crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and which makes us, I think that's why a lot of people fear success, man. Biggie, what did Biggie say? More money, more problems? Shit.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, if you watch a Biggie interview, he talk about being paranoid.
I think people think that money will take your problems away. And it creates,
And it don't.
it creates other problems.
And once again, we haven't created consistent generational wealth within our communities. Look, once again, watch 1619 Project. Because they talk about reparations in there, right? And I believe reparations would help with a lot of things. You know, because as a people, we started with nothing.
Right.
And then there was systems still created after they freed us to make it still about nothing. So we just catching up now.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the beginning, man. It's the beginning right now.
It should be.
It shouldn't be, but man, gotta live for it, man.
Well, let me say this, everybody. Be safe out there. I'm okay. You know, let's pray for each other, man. And, you know, make sure you watch your surroundings. Everybody.
Man.
Like, everybody. So be careful. And look, don't come to L.A. thinking this shit's sweet. I don't care who you is. You better tuck them 24 chains in. You know what I mean? If you're going to go do it, you know what I mean? I'm just telling you. Don't think it's not as sweet as you think it is.
Whew, man. That's
All right,
real.
y'all. Another episode of Keeping It Real with
Young Wayne.
Peace.
Keeping it real.
That was a Headgum podcast.